structure was always important to me. Even when you're in jail, you got structure. So when I never had it no more, I know I suffered a bit of depression, where I went out, started drinking far too much, trying to forget about the stuff what's going wrong in my life and that at the time. And then what happens as well, like relationships get strained, like before, like you're not at home a lot.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then you're at home all the time, and then you're arguing. You ain't got no money, and then the bills start piling up. You know, because you're not got a job no more, and the bills are still coming in. So, with me as well, like I nearly got back into what I used to do. I nearly got back into the road shit. I'm so grateful for one of my pals that sat me down and said to me, listen, you're better than that. Right? He said, you need to go and sort your life out and go and get educated or do something positive with your life again, instead of sitting down in the prison right next to my cell. So that's what I've done. I went and got a personal training course, which was scary in itself. You're going in the classroom for the first time for 20 years. And you've got all these young pups who know everything. I was more frightened of that than going into prison. Right? And then after about a week, I said to the geezer who was doing the course, I said to him, I'm not sure about this course. I don't know if I can get through it. He said, listen, we'll get you through it. I said, all you have to do is do the theory stuff, because we know you can do the practical stuff. And in the end, after about a week or so, I pissed it. It was a 7-week course, pissed it, passed everything. And then I started my own little academy in South London, where boys who fell out of clubs and boys who were at the risk of offending, they would come to me in the daytime, and I'll help them with the football stuff and whatever, and then share my story with them about my life and try and keep them on the straight and narrow.
As much as this has been you helping them, how much has this helped you? How much has this helped you personally?
Massively. Give me purpose. You know what I mean? Life's about having purpose. Right? And now, 13 years on, a load of these boys, what I've helped, they've turned into good young men, proper jobs.
We're not just talking in a football sense, we're talking in a life skill sense.
That's what I'm saying, like a lot of them have got good jobs, right? And what was nice, like I went to the Blacklist Awards this year, and I've come out hailing a taxi, and it turned out to be one of the boys what I used to coach.
Driving a black cab?
He was driving a black cab. He picked me up. I tried to give him the money for. He's gone, I ain't taking no money off you. You know how much you've helped me in my lifetime. He's gone, that's my payback for you. Like, even when I used to come training, I never had enough money. You said, listen, come train. And that means more to me than anything that the people's lives I've touched since football. You know, without people touching my life as well, I wouldn't be here today.
Do you think there's a lot more that you can give to society and to people and to football than what we're currently seeing? We know London in the minute's in a lot of turmoil, especially with the knife crime, and things seem to be spiralling out of control. Do you feel there's a place in society for people like yourself that have that respect of the youth and that experience of dealing with these situations?
Yeah, massive. I do a lot in my community anyway, but do the government want it to stop? I don't think they do. Because if you break it down, the only time they want it to stop is when it touches their areas. Like if it touches Kingston, them sort of areas, you know what I mean? They don't care about like the ghetto areas. Right? When it happens to them, that's when they start doing something about it. Right? And let's have it right. Prisons is business. Right? Prisons are privatised. So without people in them, they don't make their money. So I'm not too sure, but it takes people like myself and positive role models to go into our inner cities and change them. You know, because like what they're seeing is gangsters, like drug dealers with nice car, girls, nice clothes and whatever. But at the end of the day, they don't know the story behind that. Like, something's gonna happen to them one day. Like there's no happy endings in that game. Right? Sooner or later, everyone will go behind the door or something will happen to them. It's not glamorous. It looks glamorous from a distance, but the shit what they have to go through, it's not worth it.
How poignant was that conversation from your friend doing a long stretch inside the Nick to make you realise and re-empathise that you need to be on the right side of things?
Yeah, 100%. Without that conversation, I probably would have went down that route, and he probably could have helped me on that route. He probably said, "Listen, go and check my man" or whatever. But I'm thankful that he said to me, like, "Listen, go down the other route because this route is not the one for you."
Now, this fitness thing, taking on this new persona, this new hat, if you like, this new role, it's led you down some new interesting doors. You've obviously done some good work at grassroots level and some clubs in the lower division, such as Sutton United. You've also had the opportunity to go and work with Ghana and the national team. It must be hugely satisfying for yourself to see that and have that come to fruition.
It's massive for me because it's obviously a new goal. But to work at the level I worked at, I'm proud of doing that as well. Like, that's what I say to him, where there's a will, there's a way. Right? And me working for Ghana, and when I got the job, I was like, fucking hell, can I do this? Because you're doubting yourself. And then I'm thinking, when I got there, and the players, at first they never talked to me. They thought I was a nutter.
What do you mean they never talked to you?
They never talked to me. The way I trained them, I trained people hard. But when they went to
You mean the
tournament,
Ghanaian players wouldn't talk to you?
no, they never talked to me at first. They thought, who's this man? We don't know this man. And then first I got the respect because I was training 2-3 times a day and they see me going and training. Then we went to the tournament and then we started winning games late on, like 80th minute, 90th minute. And then they bought into it.
And then they've made the coalition between them late last minute wins and your crazy madman training method.
Yeah, there's a method to the madness. You know what I mean? I don't care what sport you're in. If you're fit, you'll win more than you lose. All right? It's all about that mentality as well, willing to go where someone else ain't going.
Do you think some of your methods were quite groundbreaking in the fact that the Ghana team hadn't seen that level of fitness brought out?
Yeah, they never had it before. And the boys, to this day, I'm still in contact with loads of them. Right? And they will fly me places to come and train them. Right? They've never
What sort
seen
of players are we talking about here?
Asamoah Gyan, the AU brothers, Atsu, Jonathan Mensah, who's in America, Wakasa, who's in Spain, Thomas Partey, who's in Spain at Atletico Madrid. And these are top players. But the difference between good and great is about that much. It's about what you're willing to put in, you know. Because everyone who gets to that level is talented. But for you to get to that next level, like, look at Ronaldo and Messi. Ronaldo's the first one on the training ground and the last one to leave, even at this age now. It's that drive what you have within. And that's what I try to teach to these players. Like, I'll tell you another one who's got that, Ruben. I train Ruben as well, Loftus-Cheek. And he's a beast, he loves it. Right? Before he went to the World Cup, he rang me up, he's gone, listen, I need your help, I need you to fuck me up. I said, I can do that with pleasure, yeah? So he come to me for about a month and a half, and then he went to the World Cup. And that's the mentality what you need to be a top sportsman, you know?
Can you look at a young player and see what attributes they have mentally, or does it take a little while to work with them?
Takes me one session, right? Because the first session, I want to try and break them, right? And if they come back after that, they got a chance, right? When they come to me normally, I don't really talk to them in the first session, because I want to see what you got. And if I break you, then you ain't really got a chance. You know, that's life in general as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about that mindset. You willing? How much do you want it? Are you gonna come back for more? It's like boxing as well. You know what I mean? You get hurt.
Yeah.
Are you gonna come back tomorrow? It takes a bit of bollocks. You know what I mean? So if you ain't got that mindset, it ain't worth it. You know?
What are your goals and aspirations for the future with this, with your academy, with life? Do you see yourself going full time with a big club, potentially as a fitness coach, if that's the right terminology?
I want to be a manager. In some aspects, I want to be a manager of a football club. Also, I'll be a fitness coach at a pro club, but it has to be with the right person.
Do you see yourself then as seriously wanting to go into that managerial role, that full-time responsibility of everything of a club?
Yeah, 100%. I've done managing at non-league level before, and I enjoyed it. But then the budget, they keep cutting the budgets and all that. But if you're
It's hard when you're dealing with players part-time basis, isn't it?
Yeah, because they haven't got the professionalism what you aspire them to be. You know, it's hard, and you're like a social worker sometimes as well, because everyone's problems or whatever, and you've got to be a good man manager. And for me, when I was manager, I enjoyed it because different cultures come together. And what I used to do, if they was friends with someone, I wouldn't allow them to sit next to their mate at the fair. You go and sit next to someone who you don't know. Get to know them, because you've got to work with them. You know what I mean? And see what makes them tick. You know what I mean? And then we had a good togetherness. So I definitely want to go into management or be at a club full time, but with the right person at the helm, like someone who I trust and I respect.
Do you think black managers are underrepresented in the Premier League and in Football League at this moment in time, in your opinion?
Yeah, listen, institutionally, it's racist at the minute. And it's massively, like my friend just got sacked the other day, Darren at West Brom. Name me another manager who's got sacked being fourth in the league.
It's an incredible decision when you look at it on paper, but I said we can't speculate as to what's gone on around that decision, but on looking at it as strictly as a results business, which is what you're in.
My thing as well, look at the other two teams, Stoke and Swansea, what come down there. They're like 16th, 17th in the league. He's fourth. It's the hardest thing to do is to go straight back up to the Premiership, because you have no divine right to go straight back up. Everyone wants to beat you as well.
If you was good enough, you would, with respect, you maybe wouldn't have dropped down.
You wouldn't have dropped down. But you see, the Championship is the hardest league to get out of, because in the Premiership you play once a week. In the Championship you play Saturday, Tuesday, near enough every week. Yeah, physically it's draining, it's hard, you know what I mean? And then when you're coming down from the Premiership's slower than the top league, than the Championship. It's hustle and bustle in the Championship. It's a lot more physical. So, yeah, it's definitely institutionally racist. But the only way it's going to get better is if you have black people on the board and people start getting to know about black people. That's the only way it's going to change.
Do you think there's enough good candidates and enough potential black managers out there to fill these positions in the future?
I think so, and I'm a great believer in that. Don't just get a job for being a black person. You've got to be good at it, right? I'm not into all that drawing the race card, but you've got to be good at your job. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it ain't worth it. You know, you could give it to anyone. You know, I'm not into all that. You have to be good at your job, earn the right to be in that job, and that's my take on that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
I want to come on to the Premier League this season. It's quite an interesting Premier League race from all accounts. You're a Liverpool fan?
I'm a Liverpool fan, yeah.
I could just tell you got the look of a Liverpool fan from it. What is it with all South London guys from the 70s and sort of late 70s supporting Liverpool, Jay?
For a valid reason. Johnny Barnes, yeah, I'm Liverpool. Johnny Barnes opened up a lot of doors for black players. That's the reason. He's probably the first one, I think, to win Player of the Year as a black person, and he had a lot of racism as well come through it, and what a player he was as well, by the way. Top player, and I nearly got to work with him as well when he was manager of Jamaica. So to me, your idol, he wasn't a letdown as well, and he's speaking very, very well at this minute about the racism thing. So yeah, that's the reason I support Liverpool anyway, Johnny Barnes.
How do you see the title race playing out this season?
Mate, I would love to say that we're going to win it, but I think they got a little bit too much. their squad, the depth of their squad is a joke. And if Van Dijk got injured, I think we could be fucked. Yeah, he's that good for us that if he ever got injured, that's us done.
Dramatic win for Liverpool against Tottenham. Very dramatic win to get that. Is that a little bit of luck? Is that little bit of luck what you've lacked in seasons gone by?
Yeah, definitely. That's why people saying, I think you're going to win it because them sort of things weren't happening before. But I think in football you make your own luck, you know, and I think it levels itself out all through the season.
How would you have liked to have played under Jurgen Klopp? What type of manager do you think he would have been?
I'd love to play for him. I run through brick walls for him. You can tell that he's a manager you want to play for. Like even the way he embraces the players when they come off the pitch and all that. Even the opposition players and that. He's another one who's man's man. You know, definitely love to play for him.
You played in a different era, an era where it wasn't frowned upon to go out and have a beer on a Tuesday. The managers would sometimes come out and have beers with the players and stuff. How have you handled working with this new generation of players, this new technically diet-orientated, physique, results-based type of player? How have you dealt with that?
You know what? It's been easy for me to make that transition to working with them. I understand that you can't do what we used to do back in the day. And you've got to evolve as a person as well. Otherwise, you won't get nowhere in life. So it's been easy for me, really. Like, and the way I train them as well. Like, I know they can't go out for a drink, and I understand it as well because there's too many cameras as well. You know what I mean? They can't go nowhere, can't enjoy themselves. And half the time, they're not doing nothing wrong, right? But people will take a picture or a video and it looks like they are.
In the context that it's shown, it could really, they're just having a laugh with a couple of their mates. But when you look at that out of context,
yeah, then they're in trouble. But a lot of these players now, they get media trained anyway. You know what I mean? So they don't go far wrong nowadays.
Did you have any media training when you was younger?
Oh, yeah, in the police station. No comment. That was my media training. You know what I mean? No, we never had no media training, and at the beginning I was very sceptical of the press from where I came from as well.
I can well believe it.
Yeah, so I was guarded, but then when I went to places like Bradford and that, the reporters, especially
reporters wouldn't have had that opinion of you, would they?
Nah, and I'm still friends with a lot of the reporters, especially Bradford. And got to be mates and whatever, go out for a drink and then do the interview and all that, so you felt at ease and they would never try and stitch you up.
Listen, I've got to say, I've really enjoyed your company today. It's great to get you on and have a chat with you. I feel like we've covered a lot of stuff, but yet we're still just touching the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, it is the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot to go over and all that, but it's been good, man.
I really appreciate you giving me a bit of time, and it's good to get some of these old memories out in the open and some of your incredible story.
Top man, I've enjoyed it as well, mate. Thank you.
I appreciate it.